Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So I have officially had my Christmas decorations down for 2 days and I am so ready to get my house like fixed up again. I don't even know what you want to call it, but the walls are like cleared and everything is dusted off and vacuumed, and it's like nice to see it kind of clean, but it feels so empty and kind of lifeless to me. And so this year I'm just like changing things up a little bit. Usually I just go back to my regular decor, but my like everyday decor is very like floral and tropical, like bright. And I'm just not feeling that right now. So I thought maybe I would try to decorate for winter. So this is a first for me. So what I did when I undecorated for Christmas, I like kept aside my like greenery, so like the piney type stuff and the like flocked stuff, things that were like neutral and didn't necessarily scream Christmas. And then like I went through all the rest of my decor downstairs and brought up anything that was kind of what I considered neutral and winter like, I guess. So I decided that I wanted to add in some like navy to my decor. So I want to keep my colors kind of neutral, but with some color because I love to have color. I'm not a typical like gray, off-white, white decorator. It just does nothing for me. I need some color in my world. Like I already have deep greens in my house, like my curtains are, and my chairs in the dining room are all deep green. So I want to bring in like kind of navy blue and like a minty blue and whites and kind of like mesh those all together to give like a wintry feel. I know that probably doesn't even make sense right now as I say it, but that is my goal. So I'm going to show you real fast what I'm working with. I don't know that I'll use all this decor. It's just like I brought it all up so I can see what I want to use. And we're just going to literally play around with all the different areas of my living room, dining room, and kitchen and get this house feeling like a home. So first of all, this is like these pillows are what's left on my couch after I took off the Christmas pillows. So this is what I'm talking about. I have this deep green that we have. This I'm not going to keep on the couch, but since it's furry, I thought it was pretty wintry. I left my greenery up here just because I liked it, and that's kind of what I'm going for. And then I had some of these that had red berries on them, and I just switched them out for all white. So it kind of looks like flocked. So I'm not doing anything with that. And then my son actually got this for Christmas, which is like navy. So this is going to work out really nice for this to be a part of like the color. And then over here, I'm going to just start on this side. This greenery right here is stuff I used during Christmas. If you watched my Christmas decorate with me, you'll know I like weaved this into basically every garland I had. And I still think that that fits. And then I saved all my pine cones. And then like I saved all my wintry picks that were in my tree. And then I just brought up like white flowers that I already had. And then this gold lantern. And this is kind of the colors I'm going for, as you can see. So it's just a lot of like whites, a little bit of navy to throw that in. And then I actually found these pine cones on Walmart clearance from their holiday clearance. They were 75% off, so they were, I don't know, a little less than $1 or something. So beautiful. So I figured I could throw those in with my other pine cones that are over here. And then it's just more of the same. All the picks that I had from Christmas. And then like this stuff is just stuff that I usually have up. And then I got these 2 bits of ribbon. So I was kind of hoping to add those in just here and there to add a little bit of pop of blue. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm going to use, but this is like the light blue color that I was thinking of. So I found these pillows at Home Goods, and then I just picked up a couple of navy pillows as well. So I'm kind of hoping the deep green, this, and then I also have some off-white pillow covers coming. They should be here today. So that will be the colors on the couch. I'm hoping this will kind of read overall winter but not necessarily Christmas. So that's what we're working with. Okay guys, so we are going to start with the fireplace. I have this lantern, like I said. It has like an LED candle in it. It's actually got a timer on it. So I knew I wanted to put this on the fireplace, so that's why I'm starting with that first. And I am going to go ahead and add this blue ribbon to it just because I was like hoping to use these ribbons as some more like navy color. So it's just like a little extra pop of color, and I really like the way this looks on the top of it. It's like a good way to dress up a lantern. So on the other side of my mantle, I have these 4 gold candlesticks. I've had these for several years, and I actually used 3 of them on my dining room table for Christmas. So when I cleaned off my table, I just brought these over to my fireplace because I knew I wanted to use them here. And then I'm just adding this new candle to the 1 candlestick and lighting it so that it matches the other ones, because the other ones were already burned down and I didn't want to like leave it 1 new and the other 3 burned, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm just like lighting the 1 candle. And I really just wanted to like stagger those, and I like the different heights of the candles, so that's why they're left like that. And then I'm moving over to the mirror now, and I'm taking some of that greenery and I'm just like laying it out like a spray. I don't even really know what you call this, but basically I just wanted to put like a floral arrangement kind of below the mirror and across the fireplace, almost like, you know, at Christmas time where you would do a garland, but I wanted something a little bit more like minimal, but still like gave the same kind of like wintry look. So this is like my little play, I guess, on Christmas/winter. But I'm just adding in a couple of these picks that I got from the Dollar Tree. They have some like glitter and what looks like maybe Epsom salt, and it gives it kind of like a snowy look. And then I have this floral bunch that I got from Walmart. I actually have 2 of these, but this one I'm cutting up. And I love this little floral thing because it's got all kinds of different flowers on it and leaves. And I like the just like variation in it. And so that was kind of my goal with basically all the florals in the house that you'll see today, is just like using lots of different things to make it look like natural and full and just interesting. So I was just like putting them on either side of this, and then now I'm just adding 2 of those big pine cones. And I didn't think that was quite enough, so I took some of my smaller pine cones. I have a couple that have a little bit of flocking, and then I did a couple of smaller that were just brown and kind of stuck those throughout. And I really like the way that this turned out. And then in order to give it a little bit of color, I got these little, I don't even know what they are. They're like little spiky palm things from Walmart also. And I'm just like trimming off like pieces of them and sticking it throughout here, so it gives it a little bit more of that navy blue color throughout this. And I'm gonna try to add navy blue throughout like everything, just like little touches, so that you like see it and it makes sense everywhere, but it's not like overwhelmingly navy, if that makes sense. And then the last thing I'm adding to the mantle are these 2 pictures of my kids when they were younger. I just love them. They're like favorite pictures that I have. But I just couldn't figure out exactly how I wanted them, so I'm just going to keep playing around with it until I get the setup just the way I want it. So moving on to the hearth, I have this basket that I got from Hobby Lobby a few years ago, and then I have this like chunky blanket. It's actually really small, and I only use it for decor. It's like got this, it's made out of this yarn that like sheds a lot. I don't know if you guys have one of these, but they're not practical to use for actually like throw blankets. So it's a decor blanket. So I was just like kind of hanging it out of this basket, and then I wanted to throw a blue pillow on there, so it's just another little touch of blue. And then over on the left side, I have this basket with a whole bunch of golf stuff and golf clubs. If you've been following me for a while, you know that we have a lot of golf equipment in my house. So doing like a little floral arrangement in this basket here is just like a quick way to kind of hide and disguise that stuff and almost make it look like it's meant to be there. So I just had this greenery that was already in there from my winter decor, and I'm just adding a couple flowers and some more picks that I already had from winter. And then I also had this little baby's breath. I thought it would be pretty because I want everything to kind of read overall like whites and blues, but then also the greens for winter. So I just wanted to like add in all these little touches of color, and I'm just adding a little bit more of that floral arrangement from the fireplace. I am like, you'll see throughout that I use the same florals throughout all the arrangements. Not like every arrangement doesn't have the same exact florals, but they're all the florals are used in multiple places. And I did that so that everything kind of looked cohesive, but everything is different and everything still makes sense, I think. So hopefully you pick up on that and it gives you some ideas for yourself. This is the first time I've ever done this. I'm not like a winter decorator, but I really liked doing this. So I think I might do something similar in the spring/summer with some florals. And then moving over to this little mercury jar, it is actually holding a bunch of golf balls. So I just stuck a couple more winter picks in there. And then I just had these two owls. So I'm sticking one of them here. I had them in my tree for Christmas. I just think it's so cute. It's like so random. But I don't know. I just thought that looked kind of cute and wintry, him sitting in the branches. Okay, so now I'm going to work on my little side table. I'm not really going to do a lot over here because I actually use this side table, so I want most of it free. But I have this little silver cup. I'm not even sure what it's technically supposed to be, but I threw this hydrangea in there and then a couple little sprigs of what was a pick from the Dollar Tree, just to give it a little touch of some sparkle and what looks like snow. Just thought it was kind of pretty. And you'll see in a minute that I couldn't figure out quite what to do on this table. I wanted to add one of those big pine cones, but it didn't fit over here. It was like nonsense that I was trying to do that, but I ended up just taking it away and doing a smaller pine cone later, you'll see. But I added this little enjoy the little thing sign. I thought that looked pretty and brought some of the gold over too. So now over to this little half wall. As you can see, I'm like trying to work out hiding my phone over here. I feel like this is half the reason I decorate, is just to like hide the things that I don't want to see, if that makes sense. But you know, they're things that you have to have in your house. You just don't necessarily want to look at them. So that is why I was hiding my phone behind that little galvanized 10. And then this little house I actually used on this half shelf too for Christmas. It's like I usually use it as a part of my Christmas village, but I decided to keep it out because it reminded me of the lantern over on my fireplace, and I thought that it would look kind of pretty over here. I did want to keep this area pretty simple and clear. The village that I had done for Christmas was so pretty, but it was just a lot. And after looking at that for like a month, I was just like ready for a clean space right there, but I still wanted a little bit of decor. So I'm adding some flowers to this galvanized tin vase, I guess you'd call it. I had gotten that from Pottery Barn years ago, but I love it. I use it every single year. I always like to have flowers like sticking out of it. And for whatever reason, I really like the flowers that kind of go over the side over there. I just think it looks pretty. and give some interest to that little corner. So that's what I'm doing there. And then with the little house, I decided to stick a couple of those big pine cones in that. And I really like the way that turned out. I mean, it's like simple, but it still fills the little house and gives that like touch of winter. So that is what I did there. After playing with this for a little bit, I like realized that there was no blue over here, and so I went ahead and decided to add the blue ribbon to this house too, which is just going to make it look more like the lantern over on the fireplace. So I love the way this turned out. I like that I did like this touch of like satin bows throughout. I don't know, I just like the way it looks. So that is like my little touch of blue over in this corner. So now onto the dining room. I am just going to do a simple floral arrangement on the dining room table. So for Christmas, I had like a runner and candles and like this whole thing in the middle, but I really just wanted to go a little bit simple. And so I had this like lamb's ear stuff that I had used in my bedroom for Christmas. It's got like this frosted look to it, so I thought it looked really wintry. So I threw that in this gold vase, and then I had that other floral arrangement like you had seen me cutting up the one for the fireplace. This is the second one, so I stuck that in there. And then I had two of these big blue flowers. I'm not sure what kind they're supposed to be, but I just stuck those in there for that touch of blue. And I love how this ended up turning out like kind of big and wild and just like interesting. There's a lot of variety in flowers in that. And then that fur pillow that had been on my couch, I went ahead and threw that on this chair. This is just our extra chair that we pull over if we ever have a guest. And then I went ahead and brought over some more of that blue ribbon, and I'm going to tie a bow around this just to give that extra little touch of blue over here, and then also tie in the bows from the living room to that half wall that separates the dining and the living room, and then over to this part of the dining room too. So I think it really like makes everything flow. So next I'm going to tackle this little desk. I have this like antique desk. It's got this little shelving thing on top of it. It doesn't actually go to the desk, but I had found it at the antique mall, stuck it on top of there. It kind of looks like a hutch, and I like to decorate the top because it's not super tall, so I have like a good distance to the ceiling that I think needs something. So I had this glass box I threw up there, this little sign that I had made a long time ago. And then I have this galvanized tin like floral thing. I had gotten it in one of these Michael's grab bags years ago, and it's not even really my style, but I like the galvanized tin, and it matches like the galvanized vase that I had just done a floral arrangement in. So I end up using this every year, which is so funny to me because I don't even like on its own, I don't really like it, but I always like it in my decor for whatever reason. But I wanted to make it kind of similar to the other floral arrangements I had already done. So I added in some of those little blue spiky things and then some baby's breath, and that brought in some of the white because these like roses are kind of a greenish cream. So I wanted it to have a little bit more white. So that's why I did that. And this is where I ended up putting that 5th pine cone. I'm going to play with this a bunch. For whatever reason, I could not get past, like I wanted to move that blue candle over on top of that green glass box. And I couldn't get that out of my head. So that's why I end up playing with that a bunch, just because I wanted to work that out. And then I'm just going to add a candle and a couple of little picks down with this mirror. I made this mirror a long time ago. It's just etched glass. I love these kind of antique mirror trays. I actually have a video on my channel about how I do it. So if you're interested in that, I'll link it below. It's really very easy and it's so beautiful. So check it out if you want to learn how to etch glass on your own. So the last area of my kitchen that I'm going to tackle is this little, it's another mirror tray that I have on top of my microwave, and then also I'll touch on top of my refrigerator. But I have this little teacup that I made a long time ago. It is actually a ring holder. So anytime I'm cooking, if I have to take off my ring, I have a safe place to put it so I won't lose it. But I just wanted to add a little bit of the winter greenery over here and a couple of pine cones. And then on top of the fridge, I'm just going to switch out the floral arrangement. I keep a cake plate up there and a 3-tiered tray. I have this little box up there that I always have florals in, and I do that just because it like makes the refrigerator almost look like it's decor up there instead of just storage. So that's why that's there. It probably doesn't make any sense. I don't know that anybody decorates on top of their fridge, but I do. Like I said, I feel like I'm always trying to hide all the practical things around decor. So So the last little arrangement I'm going to do is for the tray on my ottoman. I have this little gold candle holder that I thought I would just throw some flowers and like little picks into and try to make it look kind of similar to all the rest of the stuff, and just put like a little floral arrangement on my glass tray on the ottoman. So that is all I'm doing, is just throwing a few picks in here, a couple of pine cones, and that is it. The very last thing I'm going to tackle are the pillows on the couch. So it's really not all that interesting, but I'd gotten these new pillows like I showed you in the beginning. But I did want to kind of like talk about this. So like this is like the epitome of life. I feel like a worn down couch, kind of feeling not great about it, whatever. But I did want to mention, like, look, it doesn't matter what your house looks like. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. It doesn't matter what kind of furniture you have. What matters is that you like make it feel like a home. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It might take some time, but if you're making it feel good for you and your family, that's what really matters. So that's like my goal in decorating my house. Like I don't have a great big house. It's not like anything fancy. I can't change the carpet or the flooring or the appliances in it. The sinks and the faucets and things are old. Because it's a rental, and that's okay. Like it doesn't bother me. I feel like there's a lot of comparison when there's like decor videos out there. And I hope you don't feel that way in my videos. I hope that I give you like some practical and realistic ways to, decorate your own home, because that's never my goal. It's not like, look at me, whatever. I still have things that are not great, like this couch, for example, is horrific, but I don't care. I'm going to stick some pretty pillows on it and make it work for me and my family until we can finally get our new one. And, I'm going to decorate my rental house the way I like it so that it feels good, even though I can't change the permanent things in it. So I hope that makes sense. I just wanted to mention that because I don't want people to feel like it's like a comparison thing on my channel when it comes to decor and homes and things like that. And I want to just like encourage you that, it doesn't matter what you have, it just matters how you make things feel. And as long as people feel welcome in your home and your family is happy, then who cares about all the rest? But that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.